Namaste. Today we are going to see a very unique name. All names are unique anyway. But before that, IPL is starting today, right? And IPL is going to rain fours and sixes. A powerful batsman establishes with a lot of fours and sixes. And yes, today we are going to talk 4th chapter, 6th sloka. So every time you remember fours and sixes, remember Sri Krishna.
अजोऽपि सन्नव्ययात्मा भूतानामीश्वरोऽपि सन् प्रकृतिं स्वामधिष्ठाय सम्भवाम्यात्ममायया.
The 4th chapter is called Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yogam. In this, Lord Krishna reveals a lot of things about himself. So, what happens is Arjuna and Krishna are in conversation in Bhagavad Gita, that's what we are talking about. And Sri Krishna says, Arjuna, you are my very friendly and should I say a very, very close devotee that I have. So, I am going to tell you something very, very important. Hey Arjuna, you are my most loving disciple, most loving cousin and most loving friend. I am going to tell you something very, very important, and you know what? This is what I taught Surya, sun god, the Surya, some time back. Arjuna says, hey Krishna, hold. This is something different. I want to know. I am going to ask you questions now. You are my cousin. You are elder, of course. You are born now. Surya Dev is there for so many millions of years. We have 4 yugas, right? Chatur Yuga as we call. Yeah, Krita Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga and Kali Yuga, yes. And we know that it keeps repeating many times. And hey Krishna, tell me one thing, if my knowledge, if I have learnt it correctly, Surya Dev should have been born or would have come 28 Chatur Yugas before. Does that mean you taught Surya Dev at that time or you taught Surya Dev yesterday? What is that? I am not able to understand. I am baffled. And I understand that each Chatur Yuga is roughly 43 lakhs 20,000 years and we are talking of 28 Chatur Yugas now. I am really baffled, Krishna, please help me. So that is what Arjuna is asking Krishna now. Krishna smilingly says, Arjuna, yes, it is true that I taught this to Surya and Surya, they taught this to Manu. Manu taught to Ishwaku. The entire Surya Kula learned this from me. The best part is, yes, I was there before, I am there now. That is the most important thing that you have to remember, that I am eternal. Arjuna says, no, Krishna, I am still not able to understand. You are also born, I am also born. How is that different? Krishna says, yes, both of us are born. The biggest difference is, 2 important differences. One, you are born based on your karma. I have no karma. I am born based on my ichcha, my own liking, my own sankalpa. I decide to be born as Krishna, I am born. I decide to incarnate as Narasimha, I take incarnation. I come as Rama, yes, it's all my decision. But your birth is not your decision. That's the first difference. The second is very important is, I know all my previous births. I know what future births I want to take. You won't even know your previous birth. Forget about thinking the next birth of yourself. 2 important differences you should know. And this is where Krishna clearly establishes that he is God without having to say that. Now, how does he say that? That why 4s and 6s are very important is, in the 4th chapter, 6th sloka, he says, I am Bhutanam Ishwaran. The God reveals himself here saying, I am Bhutanam Ishwaran. What is Bhuta? We all know the Panchabhutas, the 5 elements of this universe, right? Prithvi, Appu, Tejas, Vayu, Akasham. Prithvi means earth, Appu is water, Tejas is fire or energy, Vayu is air, Akasham is the sky. All created creatures, whether humans, all living things particularly, have a mix of all these 5 elements. All created elements are created using a mix of this Panchabhuta. So, I am the Ishvara of all this Bhuta. That means everything that created, I am the Lord of everything that you see around, everything that is created in this universe. What more do we want? Lord Krishna reveals himself as the Lord in this chapter directly in his own words. There are ways that we can understand God when acharyas and elders tell us that he is God. And here is one place where he tells that I am God because of this reason, because I am Bhutanam Ishvara. That is the name that we are discussing and enjoying in this 4th chapter, 6th sloka. Now, here is where very interesting things, when Lord says to Arjuna that you don't know your birth and your birth is karma based while my birth is ichcha based or sankalpa based. He is actually demonstrated at the time of his incarnation as Krishna itself. When Vasudeva and Devaki are in the cell of Kamsa and Krishna is incarnated, how does he come? Of course, he comes through the biological process, that's what we think, but when he actually gets incarnated, he comes with 4 arms and beautiful lotus eyes and with Sudarshana Chakra, Panchajanya, everything. How can a normal child be born like this? So obviously it's an incarnation, he has chosen to be born like this. And the first stage, here immediately Krishna and Vasudeva first request him this, be normal like a baby. While we enjoy seeing you as a god, but not now because Kamsa is coming. So immediately we enjoyed this in 2-3 episodes back, Pitruvakya Paripalana, instantly obeyed Vasudeva and became a normal child. That's the first thing. But they are having a discussion at this time, and Vasudeva says, we are very blessed to have you as our child. Devaki is so moved, and she says, it will be a joke if we say that I gave birth to you. It is you who have chosen us as parents. Krishna again smiles and says, yes, you both are divine couple. I have already been born to you earlier when I took the avatar as Vamana. I was born to you as my parents at that time. I am again choosing you as my parents at this time. So it is again Krishna's choice, and here again he establishes what he tells Arjuna later in the battlefield. He actually tells at the time of birth to Vasudeva and Devaki, saying that, you know what, I know your previous birth, I am telling you I was born to you as Vamana earlier, now I am born to you as Krishna. So this thread Krishna maintains consistently at various places, Bhutanam Ishvara. And here I mentioned Pitruvakya Paripalana, where Krishna obeys instantly to Vasudeva's request and becomes a normal baby. Moment we say Pitruvakya Paripalana, we always refer to Sri Rama, who is always an epitome of obeying father's orders and father's words. In Swami Desika, a Vaishnavite Acharya, whose 750th anniversary we celebrated last year, has written a brilliant prose called Raghuvira Gadyam. In that, he mentions Lord Rama as Jangama Parijata. Parijata, we all know it's a tree. And Jangama means movable assets. When we say assets, we name them as immovable and movable assets. Jangama, which actually means movable, but he uses the term Jangama Parijata. A tree cannot move. But Parijata tree, we all know, it gives everything that we ask for. You go to a Parijata tree and say, ask anything, pray for it, you will be granted. So Jankama Parijata is what he says Rama, that Rama as he moves along the forest as based on Dasharatha's orders, he is actually granting a lot of boons, he is blessing a lot of people. We know Sabari, we know Akalya's Shaba Vimochana, we know how Guha was treated, we know Vibhishana was treated, Sugriva, a lot of people, right? So Jatayu Moksha, of course. So with all these things, he is actually granting everything. So he is referred by Swami Desika as Jankama Parijata, a moving Parijata tree which grants us all the boons. Now the reference here is again related to this term called Bhutanam Ishvara, because a Parijata tree, which is a living thing made of 5 elements, is also a creation of Sri Krishna or the Lord. So Bhutanam Ishvara here again says, I am the Lord of everything, all the living things, innate things, everything. I am. So that is what we are enjoying here, and let us enjoy Sri Krishna as Bhutanam Ishvara. And remember, every time you see a 4 or a 6 code, it is Lord Krishna. When you are not able to cross a boundary, or you are able to cross a boundary, the boundaries of this life, this samsara, it is going to, Krishna is going to help. If you want to cross the boundary of our limitations and achieve bigger, it's Krishna is going to help. 4 and 6, Bhutanam Ishvara, Sri Krishna. Let's chant Sri Krishna's names and be blessed.
Madhava Achyuta Krishna Hare Rishikesha Kesava Govinda Vasudeva Bhagavan Janardana